There is a common image of the Buddha's awakening. We imagine that after his great struggle, he sat under a tree, entered a state of perfect bliss, and essentially checked out. That for the next 45 years, he floated through the world in a kind of detached, otherworldly trance. But the scriptures show us a very different reality. The morning after his awakening, the Buddha got up. He began to walk. For the next 4.5 decades, he walked the dusty roads of India. He taught kings and paupers. He mediated disputes between tribes. He personally washed the sores of a sick and abandoned monk. His enlightenment was not an escape from the messy reality of life. It was a profound and total engagement with it. Understanding this, that awakening is not a withdrawal from the world, but a deeper seeing of it, is the perfect entry point for understanding two of Buddhism's most profound concepts, Nirvana and Satori. Today, we explore a subtle but deeply important question. How is the sudden awakening experience in Zen, known as Satori, different from the classical Buddhist goal of Nirvana? While both point towards the ultimate truth of liberation from suffering, they approach it from different angles, with different language and emphasis. One speaks of reaching a distant shore, the other of waking up to the ocean that has been here all along. By the end of our time together, you'll have a clearer understanding of these two powerful perspectives on the ultimate nature of freedom. Let's start with the foundational concept of nirvana, or nibbana in Pali. This Sanskrit word literally means to extinguish or to quench. What is being extinguished? The Buddha identified 3 fires that cause all of our suffering: the fire of greed, the fire of hatred, and the fire of delusion. In the Theravada tradition in particular, nirvana is presented as the ultimate goal of the spiritual path. It is the final and complete cessation of these fires, and therefore the end of samsara, the exhausting, repetitive cycle of birth, death, and rebirth driven by craving and ignorance. It is a state that is unborn, unconditioned, and uncreated, a profound peace and liberation from suffering. Now let's turn to Satori. This is a Japanese term used in Zen Buddhism. It translates as awakening or understanding, and refers to a direct, intuitive experience of seeing into one's own true nature. Unlike nirvana, which is often framed as the final goal at the end of the path, Satori is often described as an initial glimpse, an opening. A practitioner might have many Satori experiences, each one deepening their realization. The core emphasis of Satori is not on escaping the world of samsara, but on awakening to the fact that this very world, just as it is inseparable from nirvana. To grasp this difference in emphasis, let's use an analogy. Imagine that life, or samsara, is like being on a leaking, storm-tossed ship in the middle of a vast ocean. From the perspective that emphasizes nirvana, the goal is clear. You must diligently follow the ship's instructions, the Noble Eightfold Path, to build a sturdy raft. You must learn to navigate the winds and currents of karma. Your aim is to leave the leaking ship behind and make the long, arduous journey to the other shore, a safe, peaceful, and unshakable land. This shore is nirvana, a destination fundamentally different and separate from the suffering of the ship. The focus is on the steady effort of the journey to finally arrive at liberation. Now, let's look at it from the perspective that emphasizes Satori. You are on the same ship, convinced you are in terrible danger and desperate to reach another shore. The Zen master approaches, but instead of handing you a manual for building a raft, they simply ask, "What is this ocean?" In a sudden flash of insight, Satori, you have a direct experience. You realize that you are not a separate passenger on the ship. Your true nature is, and always has been, the vast, boundless ocean itself. The ship of suffering is just one temporary wave arising and passing within your own being. You were never in danger. You were never separate from your destination. The goal was not to get somewhere else, but to wake up to the reality of where you already are. This isn't just abstract philosophy. This shift in perspective has real-world implications for how we live. The Other Shore framework of Nirvana provides a powerful motivation for sustained, disciplined practice. It gives us a noble, long-term goal that encourages patience, diligence, and ethical living. It helps us endure difficulties by reminding us that we are building a raft that is heading towards a safe harbor. The Waking Up as the Ocean framework of Satori provides a radical sense of immediacy and freedom. It tells us that liberation is not a distant future reward. It is available right now, in this breath, in this moment. It invites us to find the absolute in the ordinary, to realize that the act of washing a dish or listening to a friend can be a moment of complete awakening. Ultimately, these two perspectives are not contradictory. They are complementary. A wise traveler understands the destination on the map, but also knows that the entire journey takes place one step at a time, and that each step can be a moment of arrival. To get a small taste of the Satori perspective, you can try a simple practice I call dropping the destination. 1. Choose a mundane task. Pick a simple activity you usually rush through to get it over with, like walking to your car, waiting for hot water to boil, or brushing your teeth. 2. Release the goal. For just 1 minute, consciously let go of the goal. You are not walking to your car. You are simply walking. You are not waiting for hot water. You are simply standing and listening. 3. Ask, "What is this?" Internally, ask the gentle question, without a story, without a goal, what is this experience right now? 4. Drop into pure sensation. Feel the pressure of your feet on the ground. Hear the exact sound of the rising bubble in the kettle. Feel the bristles on your teeth. In this simple shift, you move from getting somewhere else to being fully here. This is the essence of finding the shore right where you stand. Is Satori different from Nirvana? The ultimate truth they point to is the same, the end of suffering, but the framing is different. One emphasizes the heroic journey to a peaceful shore. The other emphasizes the sudden awakening to we are the ocean itself. Both are valid and beautiful ways of seeing the path. Whether you see yourself as a diligent raft builder heading for the other shore, or as the ocean waking up to itself, the practice is the same: to be fully present with the journey, right here, right now. Which of these analogies resonates more deeply with you today? The steady journey to a safe harbor, or the sudden awakening to the ocean? Please share your reflections in the comments below. If this exploration brought you clarity, consider subscribing to The Mindful Compass. May you navigate your journey with wisdom, and may you find peace right where you are.